clutches out. All the time. All the time. No problem.
Good. Now get
No
out of my
problem.
way.
Hello. We're live. We're running it. We should be good. Mike is running. Awesome. You're ready then. Let's go ahead, swoop that over to that screen, and let's open up Brighter Shores and get into what we're getting into today. We got an actual downloadable patch that we got to download. We just put out some patch notes for this. Give me a minute. Let me know if the music ends up being too loud, and yeah, give me one more minute. All right, let me know if the game audio is too loud, too quiet. Let me know the mic's too loud or too quiet. We're gonna jump on into it here. So as you can see, it's been 17 hours since we last logged on. When we logged off, we were level 25 mining, and we logged off doing the level 25 mining passive activity. So I'm interested to see, we should have right around 17 of these bad boys in our inventory here. I'm interested to see if that got us a level, even one level. Well, let's check it out. 28,000 experience and a level and a half. Not terrible. Not terrible. Especially considering if we don't get hit by a tentacle, which we did. Classic. Starting the day off strong with a accidental tentacle encounter. Huge. But we should be able to sell these somewhere. I don't know where. One of these guys should be interested in buying the boxes, which is nice because we are low on gold, and that's the plan for today. We're going to get up to 29 mining, 35 blacksmithing, so we're probably going to end up pushing well past 29 mining. I actually need 32 mining for the Deathstone ore. So I can't sell these here, of course. Maybe this guy. Spood. Maybe he wants them. Nope, this guy wants them. 26 silver. Nothing huge. Nothing bad. And I'm actually glad that we're going about getting the mining. Because yesterday, if you remember, we weren't sure if we were just going to try and save up the silver. Look how much they want for Deathstone. Almost 3 silver for Deathstone. Dude, That's absolutely bonkers, bro. We've literally gone from granite and then like 4x'd the price into Deathstone. So, unfortunately, to mine the Deathstone, we've got several other prerequisites that we need to do. 29 mining being one of them. Now that we're level 26, though, what can we do? I don't think it's anything different. No, we're one level away from limonite ore, and since I need to get 35 smithing, we're going to be doing a lot of banking of the limonite ore. Thankfully, it's right next to this. It's good. Good spot. Now, I could do basalt, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mine basalt up until the point where I'm going to mine basalt and sell it. Oh, son of a bitch. I thought I was way further in the dungeon than I am. We're going to mine basalt and then sell it so that we can afford to just buy our way to, hopefully, limonite. That might be a bit of a stretch, but hopefully we can buy our way up to limonite, and we'll have a bunch of limonite saved up between level 27 and 32 mining. Alright, here we are, back to the main grind right here, mining in the caverns. This is the life of a cave dweller. At least now I've figured out the chat, so if anybody wants to get chatty, we can hear them. Though people don't want to talk. This guy right here, Larry, this freaking lump. That's why they call him Larry the Lump. He's not one for conversation, that's for sure. The one-click mining is massive. It's an absolute game changer. Freaking Larry. Yesterday when I was off stream doing this, I was using the mine 5% experience potions. It brought it up from like 121 to 127. Absolutely not worth it. Complete waste of space. I was losing experience, I'm almost positive, because it was taking up an inventory slot. All of our bonus experience I said yesterday was gonna be going into alchemy. I lied. I lied, dude. We're cutting this grind as much as we can. We really are. Because I'm only getting like 7 silver and some change per inventory of basalt. It's not that great money. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna set us up decent to. It's gonna set us up decent to be able to buy our way through smithing, but nothing crazy. I'm curious as to what this rhombic brimstone is and why it has a timer next to it. I've not seen that symbol yet. Does that mean it only appears occasionally? It's locked. Or it appears... Yeah, it might only appear occasionally, like on a timer. Interesting. one inventory down. I don't want to sell all of this basalt either, to be honest, because we are going to be trading stonemason. I'll probably stop blacksmithing at 35, except for the fact that in order to craft legendary gear, you have to do a quest, and that might require a higher level of blacksmith. Be the only damn reason I train that skill. So since yesterday I was using the experience potions, I was like, man, when it comes to alchemy, those are going to be trash, bro. They're not even worth it. Even at 10% experience, I wouldn't put that in my inventory. At least not for mining. There might be specific professions that work well with them, but not mining. Like, detective might work really well with it because you're not really filling up your inventory, but I was wasting an inventory space here. I guess combat as well, but to me it's like combat's fast enough. It seems like that 5% to buy a potion is just like a waste. So I'm trying to look in here and see what's actually going to be worth money. I think these 25% healing potions are going to be huge. But if the 25s are huge, 25s are probably going to be huge because you don't get another healing potion until 164. Is that right? No, 35. You get a 28. What do you need for that? Is this the one? That's the one I'm stocking up for. Yeah, so it's between 35 and 164 before you get another upgrade to your health potions. That league's reveal today was pretty damn huge. I think at some point in time in the stream, I'm gonna spend, probably when we're blacksmithing and I got a lot of AFK time on my hands, I'm gonna spend some time setting up a tier list, and then we can kind of we'll break down a whole tier list for each of the Echo bosses, because some of them are much better than others. I hope the PvP has leaderboards with like tournaments. I think that the PvP, I don't even think that the PvP can be talked about until they fully fledge out the classes and they drop in like spells, special attacks with the weapons. Because right now, if they put PvP into the game, it'd be so straightforward, rock paper scissors RNG based that it's kind of, there's no strategy to it really. But yeah, I would assume and hope that they have some sort of leaderboards. I don't know about tournaments. I don't know what they plan on doing with PvP in this game, or really if it's even going to be that great. Which is weird, because typically when I play MMOs, I play them for the PvP. I like the PvP. And in RuneScape specifically, I like it because it's like a risk versus reward. You get the items on the person you kill. That's huge. Like, too many games nowadays baby you around. when playing leagues, you'll be like training cooking or something semi-AFK? That's a really good question. I'm so glad you brought that up. I hadn't even thought about that, but yeah, we definitely should, shouldn't we? Cooking would be a good one too, because you can make money on that. I can make money with the vegetables passively, so that way when we come out of leagues, we're just stocked up. I hope that they don't drop special attacks at the same time PvP comes out, because they really need to do PvP right. Even though I'm not holding my breath that there's a system of PvP that can be done right for this game, but just for argument's sake, saying that there was a good PvP system that they can put out, I think it needs to be done right. They've got one chance at it. Just kind of like they had one chance with like explaining how the episodes intertwined, and they almost kind of dropped the ball on that. I haven't looked into the player counts still, so it didn't peak to that many players. So I mean, maybe it just hasn't even reached the point where it'll affect the long term. But say like 200,000 people jumped on day one, and then it dropped down to 6. 194,000 of those people will never come back, regardless of the amount of quality of life updates or the amount of realization that they have towards how the game actually functions in between episodes. I'm still a little salty that I had to grind to 32 carpentry to unlock the banking spell as well. That should definitely be an episode 1 spell. Like, swap that out with Quartermaster, the Quartermaster spell. That way, if people do stick... I couldn't imagine grinding out and before knowing, just to find out. You could have been banking the whole time. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. We'll definitely be doing something AFK. That might be hard to run, though. I guess it's leagues, so it's not as much of a race as it is with Deadman mode. I was gonna say that'd be kind of hard to run because I'm like super focused in on trying to get things done as quickly as possible, step by step, just really hammering through it. But leagues is different than Deadman mode. You can take leagues at a slower pace. I do want to like get a good start though, so AFKing in Brighter Shores might be something that is happening like day 2 leagues, because I'm going to be running live streams for leagues. And I'm planning on putting together a step-by-step game plan that's going to, hopefully, I don't know how many tasks that we're going to have revealed, so I'm kind of like waiting to see if we're going to get any tasks revealed, because that's, the type of tasks and what tasks to do can like drastically change your game plan and how quickly you can burn through the regions. But I think day 1, my goal is going to be unlocking as many regions as possible. I suck at main game RuneScape though. Every time I come up with a leagues plan, it just gets completely screwed because I suck at the main game. I played a PK in RuneScape, and I suck at the main game. Even bossing with the league's buffs is like a bitch for me in that game, I swear. If there weren't automatic quest unlocks inside of RuneScape's leagues, I wouldn't play. If I had to do the quests manually, zero chance. Zero chance, bro. Even with the quest helper. That's so weird, because I have been thoroughly enjoying the quests inside of Brighter Shores. And I haven't even been reading them, I've only just kind of been grazing through them. But when I was doing the main story quest line inside of Chronopolis, I like helped all these people out and like interacted with all of these people while I was getting the items, and I couldn't find the candlestick. And it got to the point where I was like blaming everybody. I was like, one of these people is hiding the candlestick, it's got to be them. And like the story plot, I felt like kept leading me to like, it's gonna be this person. Just ended up being some random building, so I threw all these people under the bus just to find out it was just some random person. I felt terrible. So good. The rewards that come out of the quests in this game as well are very good, which kind of is a good thing now, but has me concerned for the future. I don't know if they can keep up with the quest rewards being so game changing. Like, honestly, you can't have a game changing quest come out every time there's a new quest. And some of them change it drastically, like the banking one, being able to craft a legendary item. I don't know if we know what comes out of the. So you get to craft a legendary item from Lost and Found. You get. What was it that you got from this one? Damn it, we were going over this last night. This one sucks. You only get like 300 silver from it, so maybe they can just keep pumping out quests and just hand people out silver, to be fair. What was this one? This is gonna drive me nuts. What was this one? It's gonna drive me nuts. We'll look it up later. Wonder if there's any fishing spots that are good for AFK where you could just click once and fill up your inventory. There's a lot of gold sinks. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That AFK gold from leagues would definitely be huge. Better than coming back to being as broke as we are now. I'm just trying to think. That's why I was talking about fishing. I'm trying to think what would possibly be better than cooking. I was gonna say mining, but there's definitely way too much clicking. I can't bounce from screen to screen. I wanted to do mining just simply because I really want to train up a stonemason. Like these big pools of fish right here, I wonder if you can fish multiple fish at one time with one click. It could also be carpenter. I went with hammer mage. Still to be determined whether or not I regret that. Really, I can't tell a difference. I keep getting weapons for other classes, which is kind of pissing me off. Carpenter. Oh, I was saying Carpenter would be really good because it plays into high-level crafting so hard. And I hate this skill. So somebody's going to make, as soon as player-to-player trading comes out, if I don't have carpentry trained, somebody's going to make a freaking arm and a leg off of me. Selling me, like, average poplar poles, you know? So that actually might be one that I train AFK as well. Do you think they might nerf the profit margin on the vegetable stews? I don't think so. I hope not. The margin's not crazy. The way it lines up to me is like the eggs are one inventory, and it's like 96 copper per. It is. The vegetable stews take twice as long as the eggs, and you get, what is it, 200 copper per vegetable stew? So you technically make just a little bit more with the vegetable stew than you do with the eggs. and you get 2 sessions of AFK time while you're in the cooking area. Honestly, I can't tell the difference between the classes right now. I don't think they'll nerf the margin, though. I do think it's weird that cooking is one of the only skills that holds a margin. Let's look at the skill list here. So, like leatherworking, for example. No, because that plays into armor. Maybe it does make sense that cooking's the only skill that holds a margin and that you can make money off of. Because other than that, cooking's worthless. Why would you train cooking? Even right now, I think they should buff the profit margin on some of the other stuff. Because right now, why would you cook? The main reason to train cooking is because it's AFK. You can do it AFK and make 200 copper per vegetable stew. So, other than that, like none of the stuff is tradable down the road because none of it has any buffs that come along with it. So maybe they should even buff the margin on some of the extra stuff. I'm not saying you should make a boatload of money all the way through and be able to, you know, just hamstring your way from level 1 to 500 with just a small amount of copper because you're constantly making money. But there should be like a profit margin. Veggie stew, you don't see a huge difference compared to bounties or selling armor pieces. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. If you're just selling armor pieces, the bounties I have is not something I've done to try and make money. But armor pieces for sure. I'm right there with you, but if you're AFK, at least you're making some money alongside it. I don't see him nerfing it. Especially considering the fact that you can't trade until you work your way all the way through to Chronopolis. So if we were arguing like, you know, bots are gonna abuse it because it's a episode 1 skill, you know, very abusable. You just got to episode 3. Any recommendations on what to do first? I would go kill these mine crawlers right here just for a couple levels, because when I first came into the mines, I killed these mine crawlers and I got a legendary mace that just absolutely carried me all the way through the mines. I'm sorry to say though that we've since sold the mace by accident. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know where, but it's gone. It's not here. It no longer exists. But damn it, that mace carried me so far. Aside from that, I would just, I don't know, depends on what your goals are. If you're trying to complete the entirety of the mine, you should probably understand that you need to get a ridiculous amount of skills here. What is it? It's like 61 mining or some shit. Let me look it up. The wiki's finally coming together. It's huge. So in order to complete all of the quests, you're gonna need to get 40 bone right. Son of a bitch, dude, I'm so pissed off. 60 blacksmithing, so we're not stopping at 35. 46 stonemason and a whopping level 61 minefighter. I don't know if the 61 minefighter is just a suggestion or if it's a hard requirement. Man. Apparently on the wiki, the level 63 fine vegetable stew is 244 silver profit per hour. Oh shit, bro. You know what I forgot entirely was the fact that the stews progress. I'm sitting here in my mind thinking people are stuck on the level 1 vegetable stew the whole time. I forgot the stews progress. So in that instance, man, even in that instance, I don't think they should nerf it. Will they nerf it? Maybe. 244 silver an hour is no joke. But level 63 is no joke either. And for a skill where all of the other recipes cost you money and do nothing for you, essentially, I guess you could sell them to the guy. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time looking into the cooking board. I don't know what sort of mechanics come into play with that. But from what I understand, they really serve no purpose. All of the other recipes. So I don't know. But that's a great point to bring up, is the fact that when you get into... Son of a gun. When you get into this higher level cooking, you unlock more stuff. So the stuff that's in the shop changes. Such a good point. $244 silver per hour. Son of a... That's a lot. You can do a lot with 244 silver. Granted, now that we're up to Deathstone and Stonemason, I believe. Ain't shit, bro. That's like 10 inventories, which is a lot of Deathstone, to be fair, but not compared to how much granite costs. We really jumped up in price. But if you're just trying to progress through episode 3, I would just keep doing the same thing you did in the last one, you know, just get like level 15 and all the stats. As you can see, I didn't even have to do that until now. Now we need to get level 60 blacksmithing. Not happy about that. I do want to be able to craft legendary gear, though, so it's definitely a grind that we're going to have to put in. How long ago did I unlock ore, bro? I've been mining like a whole inventory here. What are we doing? What are we doing? That's fine. Every extra bit of whatever the hell we just mined is going to be extra money to power us to level 27 blacksmith to even use the ore. That's if it lines up 1-to-1. It doesn't always do that. We'll see. That's what I'm saying too, is like if you got 63 cooking, I mean, it makes sense that you're able to make some money. But how much does that scale? Right? Like at level 500 cooking, are you talking about making like 5 gold an hour? That's a problem. So that's a problem. So I guess it just kind of depends. Whether or not they nerf it just depends. At those levels, I wouldn't be surprised if it saw a little bit of a nerf, but I think it'll always hold some sort of profit because it just only makes sense to do so. This is why people are running over here for the mine cart. That looks like gold. Let me know if the music's too quiet. They said in the patch notes that they dropped today that they made a slight adjustment to the music in the in-game audio. I'm not noticing anything. I mean, once trading's out in the game as well, like imagine 244 silver per hour might sound like a whole lot right now just for cooking, but you know, once trading's out in the game, you might be making just gold on top of gold on top of gold per hour with carpenter. Because like I was saying earlier, just I don't think this is a skill many people like training, but man, does it play a massive role in weapon crafting. And when trading comes out, people who are weapon crafting who did not train carpentry, they're gonna need them poles. What is this building material? You know, what is this? What are you building, ma'am? You son of a bitch, I can buy bones right here? What are you doing down here? Is this your cart over here, ma'am? What are we building? Bone meal cement. Oh. For builder. Something we don't have yet. Hot damn. Episode 3 playing into episode 5 somehow down here. Look at all these miners, man. Everybody needs to get in here and start digging up these iron ores. Everybody be grinding. Because we're all forced to. You know, I didn't always hate RuneScape quests. I liked RuneScape quests the first time I played through. It was about the second or third account where I was like, I hate these. I hate everything about these quests. They just suck. They're terrible. They lock shit behind them, so I'm forced to do them. And I'm betting it's the same way here. But yeah, I remember, man, back my first account in RuneScape was a quest account. I quested on that account and fished. I fished lobsters. Sold them to my friend's brother. Because I was too lazy to sit in a bank, and he was willing to sit in a bank, so... He got a discount per 1,000 lobsters, he made a little money, I made a little money, we all walked away happy. And then I went and quested. What a waste of time that was. Because I had to do it 6 more times throughout the years. Unfreaking believable. We'll be doing it in like 20 days as well, because it's not like Leagues is void of quests that need to be done. Speaking of which, like I said, as soon as we're able to set up AFK in Blacksmith, I'm going to put together a tier list for the Echo bosses that were just dropped. We're going to start tiering these bad boys out because some of them are much better than others, and some of them are just completely ass. And only one of them is range. Wouldn't you f***ing believe it? Just, come on, throw range under the bus some more, why don't you, Jagex? Give us something, dude. Give us something, man. Whatever. Whatever. If you want to consider the fact that the gloves from Mortania can affect the Kirill's set, which is range, you know what I'm going to tell you? Kiss my ass. There's like 4 melee weapons coming out with the Echo bosses, and 1 range weapon, and then 1 mage offhand weapon, which is just meant to boost. They dicked the other 2 combat skills this time around. Not happy. I said I was gonna go, if you watch like my old Leagues video a couple months ago talking about this upcoming League, before we knew a whole lot, my initial thought was I'm gonna go with melee this time around. Because I always range in the game, so I'm definitely, my opinion here is biased. I range in the game, and they've always not cared about rangers in the game. But that's why I was gonna go with melee this time around. But every time I think about doing melee, I'm like, I don't want to. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it. But with all them weapons coming out, we might have to. I got my eyes on that blowpipe though. Kind of does it for me. And we can combine that blowpipe with some other unlocks from other regions as well. Make it work. Well, you're just gonna get left behind with melee. I'm wondering. We still don't know yet either. Some people are speculating that with the change to the 28 mining coming in, some people are speculating with the change to the combat relics and how they're kind of separating the combat relics from the skilling relics. They're speculating that you might be able to swap out combat relics in the sense so you won't be stuck using just one combat style. If that's the case, then it honestly doesn't even matter that there's more melee, or it doesn't matter what combat style I decide to pick because I can swap in between the three. I don't know. I don't know if I would prefer that. I like Leagues in the fact that it restricts gameplay and forces people to be doing different things with different builds and different choices, and like I like that part about Leagues. But swapping out combat relics does sound nice. So we're one mining level away from technically having the level that we need to finish Mantiban's Legacy. However, we need 35 blacksmithing in order to finish Mantiban's Legacy as well. And the main thing unlocked from that quest is going to be Deathstone ore, which we need level 32 mining to even collect. So I'm thinking what we do is, instead of pulling off of mining at level 29 and going to blacksmithing, because blacksmithing is going to be a grind, dude. And instead of pulling off mining at 29, I think we push all the way through to 32. Which is going to be a grind as well, but it's going to make it to where at least as soon as we do finish the quest, we're set. And if this iron ore does carry through, which I don't think it does, this is going to be like 37 to 98, so we're not even going to be able to use all of this ore that we're gathering until we're trying to get 60 blacksmithing for the big quest. So it's not all for naught. I'm just trying to game plan here, because there's no way I'm going to have enough money to buy all the way to level 35 blacksmithing. It's just not going to happen. Oh, what am I doing? Another thing that kind of sucks about this game in comparison to RuneScape is the fact that skilling is the time that it takes to get skills done is very stagnant. Because these ores respawn at a predictable rate. I'm not fighting with anybody to get the ores. It's all very stagnant, you know, like there's a best case scenario, you can get it done in this time, and realistically, you can't get it done faster than that. Whereas in an old school, you jump in and, you know, you're fighting with bots at the iron mine, but, you know, maybe you're just slightly ahead of them. You're getting the iron ore faster, you know, or somebody got it slower. There's variation to the timeline that it takes to do things. Whereas when we were training carpentry, somebody was in the chat saying that they timed it out. It's 8 hours to get carpentry to 32, and that's buying all of the resources while you do it. That's crazy. And that's a grind that, like, really is, that's probably the fastest you can get that done. Like, the one variation is, like, what are you sticking your bonus experience into? So far, it's either carpentry or cooking that I'm running for AFK while we league. Carpentry, I'm leaning towards just because of how important that skill is. But if I'm banking all of the logs and stuff that I need from carpentry, that I'm not making money, so that does not set me up to make money. $100,000 experience at 100 experience per ore. We're looking at 10 ores for 1,000. We need 1,000 ores. No, wait, no. 10 for 1,000. So it's 100 for 10. Yeah, we need 1,000 ores. I'm not even getting 1 knowledge per ore. It's 1 gold, 400 silver an hour at 438. Damn, bro. How do you know? Is somebody already level 438 chef? That is a lot. I wonder if as you level up, like your combat in a specific area, if the gear that drops, like level 30 green gear, I wonder if that's more expensive than level 0 green gear. But cooking does not serve much of a purpose, so it having a moneymaker attached to it makes sense in my opinion. 1 gold, 400 silver per hour might be a lot, but 438 chef, bro, that's no joke. What's crazy too is if somebody had 438 or 500 cooking and level 0 in all of their stats, they'd still be 2 times this guy, like way over my level. Like, it's crazy. Do I think PvP will be a combination of all your PvP skills or PvP by zone? That's a good question. I don't think they have a solid game plan for what it's going to be. So if I had to predict, I would assume it's going to be by zone. That'd be the only way that really makes any sort of like sense. But there might be like separate sections of PvP where it's like you can choose any zone, or maybe you choose your highest zone's combat, and they match you with somebody else who's choosing their highest zone's combat, and it's relatively close to yours but not from the same place. Because as of right now, the weapons that you get from each area aren't vastly different in functionality, are they? I mean, they all function practically the same. So if there's a level 500 Hope Port going up against level 500 Chronopolis, functionally their armor would do the same thing. So that might be how they separate it. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath when it comes to PvP in this game. Kind of depends too, like, do you unlock different skills for your class in Chronopolis compared to the Hope Port? Because in that, if that's the case, they very well may be like, you know what, it's only Hope Port versus Hope Port, because that way they at least have access to the same spell availability or special attack I don't know how they're gonna. I think if we had a better look at what the finalized version of these classes are gonna look like, I'd be able to predict better as to what the PvP is going to look like. It's hard to even imagine. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm having especially considering we don't know very well what the finalized version of these classes is going to look like. It is hard to imagine what PvP would look like. Typically, I'm all for PvP, and I typically only play for PvP, but honestly, I'm almost not even in the slightest bit interested. Just because to me it doesn't seem like it could play out in a competitive way. But that's if it came out right now. There's a lot in the air still. What sucks is the knowledge points coming out of here is so slow. Like, we almost might swap over to blacksmithing, because we need to get blacksmithing to level 35, which is crazy. We might swap over to blacksmithing and just for a while put all of our bonus experience into mining. Because we are not getting, like, squat for knowledge from this. And I think it's a lot better doing something like blacksmithing. Fishing is almost the same money. Yeah, because fishing doesn't really hold much of a purpose either, does it? There's a couple cooking recipes that fishing goes into, but you're probably better off just selling the fish, no? So yeah, if it's matching up to other money making skills and skills that don't technically produce any resources that are usable, like carpentry produces weapon usable skills or resources. If it's just a money making skill and they're all kind of like evened out, that 438 is no joke. You should be earning over a gold per hour at that point, you know? Couldn't tell what his cape was. There should be like an examine player button where I can see what gear they got on and if they have a cape, what cape it is. Come on now. We'll survive without one. And there it is. 29 mining in the bag. We now have the technical requirement to undig that thing from the rubble, but we then are going to need 35 blacksmithing in order to put it on, in order to repair the wheel to put it on. So, let's travel down to the mine. I mean, we're an hour into this stream, 3 levels through mining. That's not bad. That's not bad. What we need to do before we start buying out ores is sell off that basalt that we were gathering. We should be alright to sell that off. It's going to be a while before we need basalt to train with, so... We're only getting like 7 silver per inventory here, but that's definitely going to carry us through a lot of blacksmithing, hopefully. $7.5 silver in inventory, 15 per 2. I didn't see how many ores we have. We got at least 10 inventories. So 15 times 5, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75 silver is what we'll be looking at. I'll probably stop there. And save the rest of the basalt, because we will eventually need to train with that. We're still going to be like crippled on silver, but I'm going to go look at the resource, the recipe book for blacksmithing after this. Hopefully it's similar to stonemason in that the level that we'll be training the most with only costs about 600 copper per ore. We can work with that. Son of a bitch. Now I just keep left-clicking all of these guys, expecting the window to pop up, but it doesn't. Oh, damn you bot Rick's coming in here, tricking me. I wonder if it's the Andinite stuff, we can actually teleport pretty close to that, and then we might be able to farm that up instead of buying it. Which would kind of be killing two birds with one stone and training our mining level and then training our blacksmithing. We'll come to that point when we get there. We're still a ways off. It'll probably be like around 26 or something if it plays out the same way stonemason when we're using that, whatever ore that is. No McSilver. This guy's asking for no McSilver. I'd help you, buddy, but it would take me too long to type. I think we'll get up to 100 silver, which is less than I was initially planning on selling, but it seems like a good starting point at least. I don't know what we're at right now. 87, a couple more inventories. Let's go, because it's one more inventory. Let's go look at the recipe book and figure out what we're going to need to buy, because we're probably going to have to spend some time buying as well. Also, this is the Goblin Forge. Oh, I had a bunch of ore, but it doesn't go in the Goblin Forge. It goes in the Gnome Forge. It's annoying. That's an annoying game design. Like, what was it here? If I can do throwing rings, I need Cabernet ore, but I have to use this on the Gnome Smelter. Okay, back please. Short sword. This is Cabernet's as well, on the Gnome Smelter as well. So it looks like we go to Cabernet's all the way through. Probably throwing knives. Where are we at here? This is Platinum, and it's on the Goblin Forge. Okay. So we could probably pick up... I don't know, dude. Probably... a couple hundred Cabernet's ore. Then we'll have to get Platinum. But by the time we need Platinum, we'll be back here where we can buy them. Come here, you got Cabernet's ore, right? You better. Good. Food. Oh my god. So we're spending more than 7.5 gold per inventory. That's not good. It's not good. Of course. This is the stone bank. Silly me! What was I thinking? Man, it better let me deposit this into this bank right here. And I'm gonna check. Because I might have Cabernet already in here. $51. I'm gonna sell one inventory of these just to see what it's worth. Because we're not even gonna be able to smelt with these until we're trying to get 60 blacksmithing for the next quest. That's way down the road. So let's see what it'll take for these. We might sell these off just to fill our pockets. For less? For less than the basalt? You cheap bastard. I'm offended. I wonder if he'd pay the same price for just like regular iron ore. I feel like I got ripped there, and it doesn't give a boost maybe when you're at the next tier, which means technically selling that basalt is like I'm selling level 1 basalt, which is kind of kicking the nuts to find out now, but it's all right. We're going to call this good. This is going to be our starting point, because I don't want to overspend on any of these. Since we're trying to skip by here, if this is enough to push us through, then we're going to take it. One, two, three. Oh no, this is the same map. Never mind. Mythstone. I'm not seeing it. It's only on a bell. I don't understand what this timer is on this ore that's meant to be here. Rhombic Brimstone. It's a bell. That might come after the quest. That might be something else that's unlocked after the quest. I'm not sure. Oh, you stupid son of a gun. You did too, didn't you? You just had to, didn't you? We'll take him down. Just in case he gives us something fancy. Our RNG was terrible yesterday, but let it be all made up right now with a legendary weapon. This is only a level, what, 12? I don't even care. I'll take the legendary level 12. Psych. Pretty sure Andrew shadow nerfed the RNG yesterday. He shut off the gold and purple items. He said, nope. Been handing these out like candy and nobody gets no more. None. You done. All I get is green. I need to add gas via the inlet. Where's the inlet? Where is the inlet? This is a hand crank. Oh, it's gas leeches and they're so far away. Actually just kicked in the nuts again. Thank you. Thank you. It's my favorite part about this game is just, you know, you're just squared up, having a good time. Wham! Right in the nutsack, bro. Just knocked to the ground, figure it out, walk all the way back across the map. Oh, you teleported over here? Well, that was dumb. Well, that was dumb of you. Should have known you needed gas leeches. Whatever. It's good to know that blacksmithing gets screwed over with these gas leeches as well, because I was kind of pissed off. I was like, why is stonemason and why is stonemason? Because bonewright doesn't even get screwed over with this mechanic. But I was like, why does stonemason have to do an extra thing before they can start smithing? It's ridiculous. But blacksmithing gets it too, and I'm assuming down the line bonewright's gonna need them. So if you thought you got away from the gas leeches, you thought wrong. No! Can the map follow me, please? Surely it's only a matter of time, but let's get that one going ASAP. Also, the camera. Can I have my camera constantly centered on me? This old man, like, fucking wandering off center of the camera, and I'm watching other players like they're me. It doesn't make sense, bro. What's his cape? Sir, what's your cape? Stop moving. Let me try and get an angle on you here. It's not the easiest thing to do. Sir, stop moving. Your cape is blurry. I can't make out what that is. I want to get the stonemason cape, and that might be it. I don't know. Hit recenter on the map? Yeah, the recenter on the map recenters me. That's fine. But my camera... Is there a recenter camera? Because sometimes my camera will be like right here, and my guy's standing way over here on this corner. I'm like nowhere near the center of where the camera's at. Camera just zones out for a second, stops following my guy. But yeah, the mini-map you can hit recenter on, which is nice, but it should automatically recenter. There should be no reason that I've walked 3 maps and I'm still staring at this room on the mini-map. Insanity. With how many quality of life and bug fixes they've been putting out, though, like I said, it's only a matter of time before small stuff like that gets fixed. Probably going to be doing a lot of smithing, so I'm just going to fill up my entire inventory here. This should do us for the day. This might even get us to 35. It's going to be close. Especially considering we're bouncing back and forth between the gnomes and the goblins. The goblins obviously have the smarter technology because they don't require gas leeches. You know, just a little bit of hand bellowing. Stupid ass gnomes over there requiring gas leeches and I have to hand crank? Dude. Figure it out. Oh! Almost got me there, didn't ya? Metal heater shield. I'm wondering if that's just the name for it or if it actually has something to do with heat. $35 blacksmithing, followed by 60 blacksmithing. Those sick bastards. I'm wondering if we know. Do we know yet what you get from the 5-star Chronopolis quest? Because So far, I know the wood gives you some. I can't think of what it is, but it gives you something cool. It gives you access to something good. Then this gives you access to crafting legendary weapons. This gets you a chunk of silver, which is really nothing. But what is this? for a while. It was my bad. I blew my nose. We're back. We all listened to that on... you guys couldn't even hear me say the slug sounded like it was a person making that noise. That's why I turned the sound effect volume up, because when it made one of the sound effects, it sounded like a person was blowing into the blowing into the mic. We're probably going to hit level 10 before we even start crafting, which is good. This very well could carry us through. We might even hit... No, I don't think so. Level 11, maybe. That guy's got like a double-tiered cape. Can't really see what it is because he's under all these people. Very interesting. Cooking. Somebody's got the monies from cooking. That might even be like 3 or 4 tiers in. I can't see what his total level is. 678? Yeah, he's got some tiers on that cooking cape. Two more inventories and some change. Looks like it's definitely going to get us to 11, maybe even 12. I don't know. It would have definitely been overkill to get 200 of these Cavernese ore. I think 100 should definitely pull us through to 18. He's good. Hello, I would like to create a tier list and... Oh, here we go. Start out fresh. Holy shit, bro. So many ads on this page. There's got to be a better fucking site than this. This one's terrible. Well, apparently not. I was wrong. Level 11, though, coming in. We got one more inventory and some change. Chino coming in, saving the day. We've been muted for who knows how long. I keep having to blow my nose and muting myself. Yes, I was muted. 100% I was muted. Coming in and saving the day. And a purple one right off the rip. Dang. That's an easy, at least like 4 silver coming in. Yes, we've been muted. Son of a gun. Oh, shit, I made rings again, too. Can I step out of this? I can. Perfect. We only need to make one to get the card. Jakub. I don't even know when I was muted, so I don't know what was said and what was missed. Instead of trying to restart where I was at and whatever thought process I was on back then, we're just going to move on. What I was saying before, immediately before you pointed out that I was muted, was the fact that I like the animations in this game and how they're each individualized. Like on the last one, I was crafting a sword, so it was more like of a blunted blade. On the first one was rings, so it came out like a ring. Javelin's like a pole, so there's like a pole here. These are the least. These are so far the least that actually look like the item that you're crafting. Like, I just crafted a rod right there. Good job. That was not a javelin. That was a rod. But typically they actually look like the item you're crafting. Like in stonemasonry, when I'm crafting a hammer, it looks like a hammer. Am I going to do the Lost and Found quest? So, yeah. Yes. It's going to be a long time before we're doing the Lost and Found quest. Right now, I'm working towards Mantaban's Legacy. We're trying to get ourselves... Now all we need is 35 smithing. So I'm trying to get towards Mantaban's Legacy. But yes, end game, end goal is to unlock... the Lost and Found, just so we get the ability to craft orange gear. Like, it's just one of those quests that feels like it's almost necessary to unlock, especially similar to the spider quest. So yeah, that's what we're working towards today. You did the 61 minor fight while putting knowledge into others. Yeah, you did the 61. Oh, that's smart. That's really smart, actually. I like your thinking. I like that. How far did that get you into... Because you need 60 blacksmithing for the Lost and Found. That's crazy. Are you actually pulling enough knowledge points to get to 60? I didn't even think about that. Right now, I'm going to be putting all of my knowledge points into mining because I need to bare minimum get level 32 mining for the Death Stone that I want to start mining. But 36 blacksmithing and 38 stone. Damn, that's really good. That's really good. So if I manage to grind out, just by hard grinding, the skills for the Mantaban's Legacy quest, I could very well push that a lot further when training 30 levels of Mind Fighter. You're getting 50 stonemason first and then 60 smith and 40 bone because you're a hammer mage. Yeah, that's why I'm salty about this quest making me even train blacksmithing. I'm like, it should technically just, you know, any of the 3 weapon crafting skills it should let you ride with. Because I'm like, damn it, dude, if I'd have known there was a huge blacksmithing grind, I would have probably focused on that rather than stonemason. Because I'm hammer mage also. That's why I've been training stonemason. It is what it is, though. This is going to prevent any sort of bottlenecking when it comes into progressing into further episodes. Because it's a 342 to get into episode 5, which isn't out yet. So, I mean, the episodes aren't going to drop twice in a row, so I don't think there's going to be much of an opportunity for a bottleneck to even appear. Bone to 28 to make the longbows to 40. Yeah, I just today found out that that lady is trading the bones. Which is probably why I'm only sitting at 11. I didn't realize you could buy the bones. I would almost say that smithing the ingots is faster than... Which is crazy. Is that the best knowledge? I was actually just wondering that to myself like 10 minutes ago, where you would pump out the best knowledge per hour. That's crazy that that happens to be the case. That might be something that I do like AFK while I'm watching shows with my wife or something, because I got hooked up in Chronopolis with a legendary main hand weapon that just shreds through the raids. Yeah, the one thing I don't like about that is you get no silver. You get no silver from that. Yeah, I don't like the merchanting skill too much. Now that you can move multiple maps with one click, it's probably so much better. But like, when I was training merchanting before they've made the map changing updates, it was not fun. Yep, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Oh, you know what I'm wondering? If the guy in... Let's figure that out right now. I'm wondering if the guy who you can sell your gear to in Hopeport buys your gear for more money or less money than the guy that you can sell your gear to in Chronopolis. You'll make your money going for 60 combat in the other places? That is a fair point. That is a fair point. Just the whole reason I was training Detective up to 27 was to make money, and I was mainly doing it through raids, and I was like, this is not what I originally trained the skill for. I'm not making any money from this. It was just so easy, I could not help it. Nope, I need to keep this one. Nope, not equipped. It's the same. Like 100% sure it's the same. I need to grab Untuned. You, sir. Do I have armor? I don't have any rare armor. 4 silver, 200 copper. I believe you, but we're gonna test it anyways. 4, especially since I only have 1 inventory, it's not even gonna make a difference. 4 silver, 200 copper. I miss Chronopolis. I've been down in the damn mines for so long, and we're gonna be there for so much longer. Chronopolis has probably been my favorite episode so far. Hopeport's music is the best, though, by far. Yep, 100% the same price. No difference. You serve no purpose, sir. There's not even an armor bank in your area. Wasted time. That did bring us back up to 110 silver. I think we profited. I sold some extra gear in that, though, to be fair. We did sell some extra stuff. Oh, way too slow. We juked him again. Smoked him. Stupid worm. We're running out of ingots. And we're nowhere near level 18. That's what I'm saying. I think making the bars is faster experience. I'm not getting any money back from that, though. That is at least until you can sell the bars to other players. But if making the bars is better experience, why would I pay money to buy the bars? You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know if these will have a player market or if anybody will be interested. I mean, people probably buy them, but for pennies on the dollar. I think they need to add like a centralized bank into each region that just has like one of each resource bank. Gets better at the higher levels. Oh, crafting the gear. I was like, what does? I don't know. I go off on so many topics, sometimes I have a hard time following myself. But yeah. That, I would hope so. As of right now, we were just burning through levels, forging, and we're just dragging our feet, it feels like, here, crafting the actual bars. Even considering the fact that we are now looking at having 4 card unlocks, which give you that boosted experience. Huge money. I think selling gear in this game is going to be weird because of the requirements. So at first I was holding on to all of like my character specific equipment even though it wasn't mine. But it's going to be so weird to run into a Cryo Knight needing a purple shield that's level 14. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's not like level 50 and above. I feel like once you're at like level 50 and above. Millie, how you doing? Assuming that's what just happened. Coming in with the follow over on Twitch. How are you doing today? Welcome.
On intimidation.
This guy's a fisher. He's got 50 fishing. Good to hear. If you happen to be an artist, I am taken. Actually, the other day on Twitch, we had somebody come through with just the best pitch in the world, and she's now the one I have on lock. Like to throw that out there right off the rip. Here we go. Chino, you here for this? They're relentless. Huge, another purple coming in. I think we're out of bars now, though, which is not good. I don't know how bigger streamers handle this. They have like mods coming through, or the chat's just pushing through so hard. Or not, I shouldn't even say bigger streamers. Bigger than me. I don't know how streamers bigger than me over on Twitch handle it. If they've got like mods just filtering those people out or what. But it happened over on Kick too when I was streaming there, and just man, when you're on the come up, it's thirsty ass artists coming through, giving you their pitch constantly. You can suss them out too immediately by the way they talk. They'll ask about what other games you play. Oh, this game looks interesting. They don't give a shit, bro. They don't care at all. Boom, 17 silver coming in, huge. We're definitely in the profit on buying those 100 bars by a big margin. Like I said, though, at the beginning of crafting those, it depends on how many purples you craft if you happen to turn a profit doing this. Also, it depends on what ores you're buying, because the higher level ores you get, they're just so expensive. Speaking of which, I don't want to go all the way back there, but we're gonna. We'll buy some more Cabernese and go back there. Awesome, he says. Classic. Classic gnome humor. Goblin humor. Classic goblin humor. They like their wordplay. Everybody knows that. It's a well-known fact. What? Excuse me, sir. I'm in the stone bank. Right. We're not stonemasoning right now. Wrong bank. Boom. I just cannot wait for the day when I can click here and have my guy walk all the way there, click here, click there, click here, click there. Then I can enjoy my guy walking, because right now it's like I'm stressed out. I gotta focus on the mini-map to keep this guy moving, because if we're not walking, we're wasting time. I think one more inventory really ought to realistically push us through. If not, we'll be close enough to just come knock it out with iron or whatever we have over here. Back to the Goblin Forge we go. Nope, sorry. The gnomes. I have a bad feeling about this. We're getting ready to get hit by a worm. We've made it through the past 2 times. It's just not going to be our time. Oh, absolutely dusted them again, man. They just can't keep up. They have no idea what's coming. Oh, get through, get through. Never mind, we good. We made it. This is like the chattiest bunch I've seen over here at the gnome smelter. One. I can't tell how many tiers of the cooking cape that is. It's like 3. It's a big cape. I wonder what happens when you max tier them. Where's cooking? 50, 100. I'm assuming he's sitting at 150. Where are we at? Damn, there's not one at 150. Is it 200? 200. Looks like he's got 200. Then from 200 to 500. Damn. 15 blacksmithing coming in. Or is this 2 tiers of the detective cape? I don't know. Bars are way faster, man. They just definitely, they feel like they are. Been live for about 2 hours. I think we're getting close to the time where we're going to jump into this tier list here, and we're going to tier list out all of the Echo bosses that were revealed today inside of Old School RuneScape. Probably right when I get to the silver or whatever the hell, platinum. I don't know if it's going to get us to 16 with these ingots that we have, but it'll get us close. I think I have one more full inventory of these, which should actually definitely push us there. Whether or not the long swords push us to 18 is a whole nother question. Huge. We do have a whole nother inventory. Nice. Sharon! He's been here a while. I wonder what his smithing level is. I'm guessing this is the area probably at level 30. This is probably the area where you get the hard stuff when it comes to crafting. Like, for example, with stonemasonry, I am now currently on Deathstone, and I'm going to be on Deathstone for a while. I'm wondering, once you get up to, like, say, level 100, if the experience is a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? If, like, the time in between levels is just about the same because of the experience that you're getting from what you're crafting. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with this guy. Pushing to 500 in his skill seems crazy. 150 seems a lot more realistic. 200 maybe. Depends on how much I like this skill. And what I got going on with other games, obviously. Because we got leagues coming up at the end of the month. Post that, I swear, I was trying to think about this the other day on stream. I swear there was something else that we had coming up after leagues. I can't for the life of me remember what it was. Where do you suppose I craft the swords? Do these make a difference? Are these the same thing? I'm not seeing longsword anywhere. Are you fucking kidding me? The longsword is where we swap, so I don't even need to smith these. We're gonna. Otherwise we're just wasting money here. We're already on platinum ore. I didn't realize longswords was the jump over. I thought it was the throwing knives that was the jump over. I'll be right back. All right, then, let's burn through these ores, these ingots. Did I make a ring by accident? Oh well, doesn't matter. No, I made a shield. Just has the same animation as the ring. Like I said, this is the first time I've seen a scale actually really slack when it comes to the animations in what you're making. Like in stone masonry, when I'm making a shield from a different material, it looks different. The shield does, even on the thing that I'm chiseling. I bet it's these throwing axes when I have to come back. So we'll be doing platinum from 18 all the way to 28. Norbert, how you doing? Good to see ya. Been a long time no see. We got an original viewer of the streams in the chat right now. Norbert, how you doing? Man, Norbert's been here since I was Gamers for Yeshua. He was here before the rebrand, and he's been here since we were playing Apex Legends years ago. Hope you're doing well. We're doing good. We're back on the grind. This guy's living in Austria, if I remember correctly. We are back on that live stream grind. We got Brighter Shores until the launch of Leagues. After Leagues, I can't remember what is coming up after Leagues, but I swear we had something else. I'm sure we'll find something to stream. Will we ever get back into Apex Legends? I don't know. I don't know. That game, man. The bots in that game, the cheating in that game has gotten so far out of hand. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I was wondering when we were going to see you stop by. I knew it would be eventually. Boom. I believe that's it on the bars here. We're now out of bars. I believe. No, we have way more bars. I believed wrong. After this, we're moving on to Platinum, but before we do, or while we're smithing some Platinum, I think... Now, before we do, so I can focus on the tier list, we're going to be breaking down a tier list of the Echo bosses that were revealed today in Old School RuneScape for the upcoming league. Breaking down which ones I think are trash and which ones I think are going to be the best. I'm right there with you. Seen enough of it. Like, the new content never excites me. The game, when it first launched, was in such a good state. It felt so polished, and it's just kind of, like, fallen to the wayside since then. I've been actually dying to play a new Battle Royale. So I was itching so hard for a Battle Royale, I even jumped into that, Mini Royale playtest where you're the little action figure playing a Battle Royale, and, was not able to get a game to even load, so I can't give you my thoughts on that. I have no idea what that looks like. From the videos I've seen, I was like, this looks fun enough from itching that bad for a Battle Royale, but nope. What was that new one that came out too? They keep calling this a Battle Royale, but I thought it was an extraction shooter. Can't think of the name. I've had too much on my plate to even look into it. We do. We really do. The genre has gone completely and totally stagnant. And then they pump out multiplayer shooter games like X Defiant, and they're like, why isn't the game successful? Because the multiplayer shooter genre is dead. It's boring. It's dead in the water. It's redundant, bro. At least with the Battle Royale, you shake up the gameplay each and every match. None of them are the same. Boom. We did it. We smithed all of the iron. We were at like 100, or Cabrinese, we were at like 126 silver before. Let's go sell this gear and see if we made money. Then we're going to knock out this tier list. I mean, we hardly made money. We made like 3 silver, so we practically broke even with the amount of time spent. But with the fact that we need to get a ridiculous amount of levels in blacksmithing, I think that's all right. All right. Let's get this rolling, then, shall we? I need to pull up the images, because as it sits right now, I can't see them. Bear with me while I set this up. I think that just about does it. Problem is I can't see what this is, and that is not good. Yeah, I can't. Presentation mode. Oh, look at this. That looks so much better. Okay, hold on. I thought I was more ready for this than I thought, but I'm gonna even have to redo the images here because the images are messed up. Okay. While we wait for me to fix the image problem that we have going on, let's go ahead, shut that down, and let's start buying some of this. Because I don't know how long that's going to take. So let's go ahead and fix it. How much is the ore going to be? Let me know if I cranked that music up too loud. I did turn it up like a notch or two. Probably did. Awesome, he says. Gets me every time. Platinum ore. It's only 499 a piece. It's not bad. We can process the platinum ore here in the tunnels as well, which is huge. Probably gonna have to jump into freaking Photoshop to fix these pictures. I'm still here, trying to juggle doing 3 things at once. We're gonna knock this tier list out. One more inventory of platinum ore should be a good start. We almost got another knowledge point as well, which is huge. Well, that's good to know. Is I can repair the wheel even over here. I don't technically need to be by the gnomes. That's where the quest is at, anyways. But I can repair it over here before I go over there. It's good to know. Where? Oh, that's what I'm doing. Smelting the ores is where it's at. I wish you could sell these somewhere. I wonder if you can. It says 363, so you'd be losing copper per. So never mind. I don't wish you can. You get 0. Oh no, I did get knowledge points. Only when I put them in? No, I don't know. Maybe the knowledge points are just delayed. I was gonna say you get 0 knowledge points for. Son of a bitch, dude. Of course. I'm so glad I checked that before I did that to the rest of the images. I wouldn't have even fixed it. Yeah, maybe we just go with those. Hello. All right, we're good. Mic is on. All right. Let's get that like right. Okay. All right, let's jump on into this tier list then, shall we? I'm just going to be picking these up at random, and we're going to be ranking all of the Echo bosses by how I feel that they're going to tier out. Let's go ahead and start off with... Let's go ahead and start off with Cerberus here. Where am I at? Cerberus. Cerberus is coming out of Asgarnia, and you're going to get the dog sword out of this thing. So if you're running melee, this might actually be something that you want to go for. Being that the God Sword's giving you the Armadil, it's giving you the Bandos, the Zamorak, Saradomin, and Ancient God Sword spec all wrapped up into one. The kicker here, though, is that Cerberus is locked behind having level 91 Slayer, and I'm almost positive that that Slayer lock is still going to apply to the Echo bosses. So you're still going to need the level. It won't have to be on task, but you are going to need the level, which is why I'm going to actually place this one down in the B tier, just because it's going to be good for melee. It's just got some high requirements to it. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Cowfight Queen, which is going to drop that blowpipe for you. This thing, I'm going to have to put in at least A tier because it's the only direct range equipment coming out of any of the Echo bosses. Since I'm personally leaning towards picking ranged this season, I'm going to keep this at A tier. I would put it at S tier, but I just don't think the blowpipe deserves to be at S tier. But being that it's the only ranged equipment, this is definitely A tier. What do we got next? What do we got next? We're going to go over the Grotesque Guardians. I forget what these drop. I forget what the Guardians drop. Oh, yeah. The Guardians drop the Gloves of the Damned, and these actually are huge if you're picking Morytania because it buffs Barrow's gear. Barrow's gear is going to be so good with these gloves. Like, if you just, Barrow's gear is easy to get to, is kind of what I'm trying to get at, meaning you should have no problem landing yourself multiple sets of gear, and these gloves here are just going to bring that medium tier set of gear into a much higher tier. So honestly, I think I'm going to have to place these Grotesque Guardians in the S tier. If you're picking Morytania and you're doing melee or even ranged or mage with the Arims in Kirill's set, like a Kirill's set with these gloves might actually be insane. Well, let's go ahead and move on into the King Black Dragon, where you're going to get that Khopesh sword as well as this shield. Honestly, these are huge. The Khopesh sword looks so good. The melee 20% ability of possibly doing some AoE damage, and the special attack just really looks like it's going to hammer down enemies. On the weapon alone, I would probably place this in the S tier. But with the shield, you also get immunity to all of the bad effects that can happen to you inside of RuneScape. So I think we're definitely going to have to push this up into the S tier as well. This is, and there's no requirements for it. So, man, Wilderness, I don't typically pick the Wilderness when I play leagues. I typically stay away from the Wilderness, mainly because I play the Wilderness all the time. But man, I might jump into the Wilderness just simply because of this Echo drop. Up next, we have the Dagannoth Kings. I think by far the most underwhelming rewards yet. There's no passive abilities, there's no special abilities coming in with these. It really is just a powerful amulet and a powerful ring. Does that make me want to unlock the Fremnik area anymore? No. So I'm going to put this down at the D tier. And honestly, if there was a lower tier, F tier probably even. Up next, we have the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil. I forget what this drops. which drops the Devil's Element. This is an offhand mage weapon, which is going to buff your mage. But how much it's going to buff your mage, I don't know. It's really circumstantial here, with it only working when you're casting a spell that's effective against that monster's weakness. I know they just revamped that whole system and whatnot, and that might actually make it better. But again, I said it in the video where I originally broke all this down. I feel like this is just a filler piece of gear here, trying to bring other mage weapons up to the level of the Tunic and Shadow. And for that, we're going to drop this into the D tier as well. And again, if there was an F tier, it'd be going right down into it. Lower than the Dagonoth Kings for sure. Up next, we're heading into the Corrupted Gauntlet inside of Tyrannwyn, where you're going to get the Crystal Blessing. This is actually decent because if you manage to get yourself a full set of crystal gear, you get that accuracy and bonus buff. And with the Crystal Blessing, this is going to bring that buff into every weapon that you wield, not just the crystal ones. That being said, Tyrannwyn is typically on the lower. That being said, I don't pick Tyrannwyn typically when it comes to leagues. I don't know what it is. It's a really good place to pick for points, and it's a really good place to pick for experience. I just don't enjoy going there. The one reason I do like unlocking it is because I hate questing in the main game, and Prifddinas is never within my reach. So it's nice to see the area, but I'm gonna leave this guy sitting at a C. That leaves us with two Echo bosses left. The one coming out of Corrend, and then the one coming out of what's that new place called? Varlamore. And then one coming out of Varlamore. Let's go ahead and break down Hespori first, coming out of Corrend. This is going to drop the weapon that works for melee, range, and mage, and it allows you to melee things from a distance, which is actually crazy. Honestly, I think I think just based on the unique use case of the weapon, I'm going to put Hespori into the A category. Although I think when it comes to power, I don't think it's going to be that great of a weapon. Finally, we have Varlamore, and we have the big bad of the season, the biggest Echo boss of the season, and this is I don't know his name, but we're gonna break him down right here. I should have his name though, no? The biggest boss of the season, and that of course is the Soul Heredit guy. I don't know, I've never killed this guy in the main game, so even with League's buffs, I think there's practically a 0% chance I end up taking this down. But regardless, from this, you're going to be getting the Sunlight Spear as well as Sunlight Bracers, both of which are unique items. The Sunlight Spear has a unique special effect where each hit you're going to build up Sun Splinter charges, and then at 7 charges, you're able to cast a special attack, which is going to do AoE damage. The main reward coming from here, though, is the Sunlit Bracers, which literally double all of the healing that you receive. So Sharks are doing 40, Brews are doing 20. I mean, you're gonna be healing so much off of eating one food that I think that it almost is gonna make doing the Echo bosses irrelevant, right? Like you are gonna be just so safe being able to heal that much. And I think it's for the gloves specifically that I'm going to have to put this guy up in the S tier, on top of the fact that I think this by rating was the most difficult boss. I'm interested to see exactly how this Echo boss ends up playing out. And that's it. There you go. There's the ratings. The one thing that I would complain about, obviously, I complained about it in the beginning, is the fact that there's only one ranged weapon and there's only one mage offhand. It's a bit weird, the balance they have going on, melee versus range versus mage. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, but that's all I wanted to break down inside of this one. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm out. All right, there you go. Anybody here in the live stream was just a part of something that we're going to end up recording and putting up on the tubes. So, bada boom, bada bing. We did get booted from Brighter Shores, though, wouldn't you believe it? I would. That being said, I think we're actually going to end the stream here. It's a short one, Norbert. You came back on for a short one. I'm so sorry. The past few were actually really extended, and I anticipate the other ones being longer. I do have a lot going on today, though. I wasn't even necessarily planning on coming on. And we got some really, lackluster grinding to do before we're able to move on in the game. However, we are still going to be going live tomorrow right here on YouTube as well as Twitch. So I appreciate everybody stopping by. I hope you guys all have an amazing day.